It's your host, Kyle LaRoche, back with another Minutes to Win It segment on Radio Telenormandie. So, last week, I talked to you about how hustle is overrated and consistency wins, and that's because it's sustainable, right? But that begs the question, what exactly do you stay consistent with? Not everybody has endless motivation. Nobody wakes up inspired every day. I'd say most people are tired, distracted, and honestly, just bored, right? But my talk today is about how that boredom matters, believe it or not, because boredom is underneath the couch. It's where a lot of money gets lost. But I think the point I want to make is that it's also where new income habits can start. I know I'm sounding a bit abstract and trying to make metaphors work here and there, but really, if consistency is the engine, then I think boredom is the defining moment. It's where you decide whether or not to feed the engine or to stall it out. So let's redefine boredom. I want you to picture this. See, boredom's not always a problem. I would say sometimes it's just unused attention. Most people hear I'm bored and think I need entertainment, I need stimulation. I need to scroll, I have to buy something, I have to leave this feeling of boredom immediately. But what I want to introduce is that boredom can also mean your brain has space. Your time is unassigned. Your routine, it has a gap. Your attention is available for redirection. So I asked you to picture this. I'm actually getting to the picture. Boredom is the doorway between passive consumption and intentional action. Now, on that note, I said before, boredom usually costs people money. I even said it's underneath the couch. It's between the cushions. You could also think of it. It's where money can be lost. If you've ever moved the couch, you notice how small things end up out of sight, then out of mind. Boredom does the same thing to your money. It's not guaranteed, but I'll tell you why it comes pretty close. See, when you're bored, you spend. People spend money when they're bored because it's something to do. Think random snacks, impulse Amazon buys, retail therapy. I mean, that phrase exists because of this notion. In game currency, like Mesos, NX, Primogems, I'm guilty of it. When you spend on convenience to get things delivered and shipped, or just plain treating yourself out of restlessness. You go, okay, maybe there's some merit to some of that. But I'll add, when you're bored, you scroll. Even when boredom doesn't cost you money directly, it costs you time, focus, creative energy, the ability to notice opportunities for things. Oh, I forgot my laundry. I was on my phone. Oh, I forgot to make dinner. I didn't feel my hunger. I was on my phone. I was watching reels. Oh, I forgot to message you. As Mark Manson and others note, and I think it's a great quote by Mark, knowledge without action is just comfort disguised as growth. I've taken away a nice paraphrasing of that idea. A smart person's favorite form of procrastination is learning more. And I like it because, well, it's not that I dislike scrolling, but I was thinking about this a long time and I finally reconciled. It's just video game experience, a simulation of activity. You wouldn't call flipping channels on a TV an activity just because you're moving your thumb. So, if time is money, what is boredom? I think it's money to spend, nothing to spend it on. I mean, people have problems. That's fine. It's true. But I wouldn't say it's only an income problem. It's not that people don't make enough. To me, people have an attention problem, an idle attention problem. To keep it simple, if every empty moment gets handed over to distraction, you know what you get handed? Nothing. So we have one shot, an opportunity, a lifetime. And I'm not kidding. I say, make boredom your gem. I mean, this may come as a surprise, but income does not begin with passion. You can ask anybody who's made it, especially in terms of what you think. Maybe it's Kevin O'Leary, the people on Shark Tank, they'll all tell you. It doesn't start with passion. It starts with spare attention. A lot of low friction income activities live in the exact places where boredom is. Think of waiting rooms like the doctors, the dentists, lunch breaks. I mean, every day you get a lunch break from your job, right? Maybe you don't, and that's a different question. Slow nights after work when you get back home. I mean, commuting time. You're on the bus, you're on a train. Maybe if you're driving, no. If you're the passenger carpooling, maybe. I mean, time before bed after you rage quit from playing video games. There is dead time between tasks. You're waiting on your dishwasher. You just did the laundry. So it's drying, it's washing. Your nails are drying. I mean, your weekends without plans, all of that space for boredom. It's space for other things too. It all depends on how you play it. I'll stop this here by saying boredom is not proof that there's nothing to do. Sometimes it's proof that there's something to do and you haven't decided what yet. And to that point, I want to be sincere with you. I mean, I do these every week, I share these with family members and friends, but there's not enough of you to kid. You've heard of BRB, you know what it means. Have you met RBR? I like acronyms, so it's my acronym for random boredom response. So you scroll, complain, browse, watch one more reel, open five more tabs, you burn an episode of The Simpsons or longer, just sitting there. That's your random boredom response. And I reveal my spell, positive boredom response. You could answer survey screeners. You might check cash back, referral opportunities. You could list an item for sale. I know you got stuff sitting around. I mean, journal. Sit there and draft honestly about the present moment. You could respond to opportunities, research a side income platform. I pitch them like every week. They're always on my screen, from focus group to respondent. You could follow up on unfinished money tasks. Maybe you meant to auto pay this or budget that. Get a separate bucket for this. Maybe it's a trip, concert ticket. But for the sake of clarity, I'm going to pause here, right? Because I already know this is being misunderstood. That's fine. Not every bored moment should become a business moment, okay? I said it. And I'll say it again. Not every bored moment is a business moment. The point is not to become a machine. The point is to take note that some of the time we call nothing could be something. And that's up to us. It's all up to us. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. I thought this was interesting when I looked it up. The words of Will Durant are summarized so well. Well, they summarize Aristotle so well. A lot of people think Aristotle said that, not Will Durant. But where I'm going with this is if we truly do nothing all the time, scrolling, reeling, or tabbing, then I'm worried we may become nothing in the process. So you can call me dramatic. I don't care. I mean, if you had anything to say about this, I welcome it, for starters. But I never pitch without promise. That's just me. I'm here to introduce a filter, right? When you're bored, ask yourself three things. Can this moment make me money now? And I mean, I've said it before, but I'm talking about surveys, cashback, referral programs, sites with gigs, gig work, listing things on marketplaces, OfferUp, Mercari. I mean, there's a lot of them. Can this moment make me money now, right? First thing to ask yourself. Can this moment make me money later? And you're wondering what? I mean, here, I'm talking joining a platform like Focus Group or Hive, writing a post for your Substack, organizing your ideas from your journal, uh, setting up a profile on Respondent or user interviews, improving a skill like public speaking, writing. I mean, you could be researching incentives from just card offers. I mean, forget cards. Rakuten's $50 referrals is still the best program I've seen so far. So that's the second thing. Can this moment make me money later? And the third thing to ask yourself, can this moment cost me money instead? And I know I'm getting those looks again, if you're listening. You don't have to be Richie Rich to want to save. Save your time from doom scrolling into ads. Save your money from Apple Pay and seamless in-app payments. I mean, save your waistline from eating out too often. Save your storage from buying for fun instead of need. So that third thing to ask yourself is, can this moment cost me money instead? Because look at me all you want. We're not Scrooge. I'm not Scrooge for remembering my time is precious. I know it's limited. I'm here to make the most of it. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. That was attributed to Forrest Long. I might add, so is your money. But then, boredom, boredom is the crossroads between the trash bin and the treasure chest. And so you're listening to me hype you up and play this game to keep you engaged, and you're looking for real world examples, which is fine. You need them. I'll appeal to some of that disbelief. I mean, consider your phone, right? Instead of opening social apps, and you know what I'm talking about, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, uh, I mean, no one uses Tumblr anymore, but Instagram. I know you guys are on the gram watching reels. YouTube, straight up a social app these days. But instead of opening those automatically, check a money app like Chime. Check your email for invites to things. I mean, you have cashback promotions. Best Buy does not stop emailing about those. Check those out. Some of those are more beneficial than you think. Follow up via email. Okay? Write down those ideas you have for content. You want to host a podcast? You tell that to your friends every time you link up when they ask you what you're up to. Put that idea in motion. Put it on paper. I mean, review your budget numbers. You spent $20 at the mall yesterday? Good. That's under budget. You got $20 for next week. And that's because you're saving for, I don't know, a new bike, a trip to see your friend, go to his wedding. You have your reasons, but think about how it starts with thinking about your phone, what you're doing with it, how you're spending that extra time. And on that note, consider your transitions, okay? I mean, I I know you're busy, but I believe 100% there is a window between parts of your life. And a lot of people waste it. You can't tell me they don't. I mean, you don't work in a kitchen, you're not on Expo. It's not every minute of your day that is spent doing something effective. Consider those transitions. It could be an application, a screener. I do those mini surveys in 5 minutes. Sometimes I get $1. You could put up a listing. You could write down a small thought you had for reflection or reference later. I was looking up the etymology of boorish when I was writing this talk. I mean, cleaning up a digital system that helps you earn later is a good use of 5 minutes, 10 minutes you got waiting for your Hot Pockets, your instant dinner to warm up so you can watch anime. You're boiling water. I mean, you don't have to start a novel. You don't have to start knitting a sweater while you're cooking food, but it's all time that goes unaccounted for. And that's where I would also segue right into consider your curiosity. I mean, sometimes boredom leads people to explore random stuff online anyway. When it happened, I don't even know what sporting event. Someone had to show me, or I think it was at least 3 people had to show me the volleyball player doing that sliding dive to apologize after a serve hit one of the officials on the side. That same curiosity can go towards things that are kind of helpful, right? It's not a bad thing you found it interesting and it was worth sharing. You don't always have to spend your moments looking stuff up to get ahead. But it's about an honest accounting of how you truly spend your time. You can learn how incentives work. I discuss it. You can find those affiliate opportunities. Maybe you work out and you want to post videos repping some clothing brand. You know, you can compare platforms for your cards, for posting, all types of stuff. I got a kid I follow online who says he makes like 600 a month, 600 a day, he brags actually, through affiliate links. Understanding what companies will pay for will get you so much further than watching that video about Punch the monkey. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it except for, well, the fact that it's not doing much for you. I would say we all seek flash, but it's important to remember it only comes once the fuse is lit. A lot of side income. If I mean, I'm close to saying all, but I'll let it be to avoid absolutes. A lot of side income starts with small, boring, repetitive, and unimpressive actions. Nothing grand about mowing lawns, checking books, offering to make websites for people, building furniture for folks who don't like following the instructions. It's not easy to move around. None of that is cool, but it stacks and it gets you somewhere. It doesn't mean it's useless for being uninteresting. It actually makes it accessible. And so when we look at it, you could use this free time, this boredom, this sense of longing for something else. But why aren't people doing that? Why do we miss the opportunity? It's simple. There's really no fancy studies. People love drama, right? People assume that making money has to mean a new job, a big investment, a business plan, a perfect niche. I mean, if you got to have a major breakthrough. You need 1,000 followers, more, millions. But I'm telling you, it often starts with a better use of your free time, right? Noticing those perks, those deals. I mean, someone I know tried to show me Perplexity was giving out a free subscription for a year if you signed up through PayPal. Keeping an eye out for those things is how you win. Repeating those small actions. I mean, you're checking your email. Even if you sign up for these things, guys, if you're not responsive, there's no point, right? You tell them to call, you tell them to knock on your door, and you don't answer the phone. You don't come when they ring. It's like you can save it. Building those systems for when you do get that free time is going to help you endlessly more than saying you never have any time at all and you don't leverage those minutes in between. So then what is it? Well, people also romanticize passion, right? They're very big on, in line with the love of drama, people long for epic tales, right? But they forget that humble journals record them. On top of that, people wait out of fear, out of fight. I can't say. But what I can tell you though, what I can tell you though is that I know a lot of people are waiting to feel inspired. But money habits often improve before passion catches up. I mean, by the time you like it and you're doing it for the love of the game, like people say, that's when it was rewarding. That's why you feel like doing it because it's getting somewhere finally. It's not worth it to look away. But trust me, it starts slow first. You will not get to that point if you don't appreciate the seed has to be planted before it can be harvested. But I mentioned it earlier, I looked up the meaning of boorish. Think about it this way. Kingdoms are known this way because they are the domain of kings, as is martyrdom, the domain of martyrs. To me, at an alarming rate, people I know and love, they find themselves saddled with boredom. And it hurts me. It pains me because I feel like they don't belong in the domain of bores. They're not boorish people. I mean, that wasn't even a negative until the shift in the perception of rural people by the city folk. The association that they're lower class and of lesser means just became associated to classes. Boers just used to be people who were farmers, land workers. But I'm getting carried away with that history I studied. My point here is every move doesn't have to feel exciting. You're not a kid anymore. When you follow a recipe to bake a cake, it's only sweet at the end. The goal is simple. Make boredom less expensive and more useful. Turn boredom into bread. And so, even though I can't continue with my quest, as you can see, I want to link this back to last week when I talked about consistency over hustle. See, last week's lesson was that hustle burns people out, while consistency stacks. It compounds. This week's lesson is that boredom gives consistency a home. Consistency can live in the place that boredom creates. Why? I get it, that's probably not clear. It's because the most reliable habits are not built when you're the most motivated. They're built in the ordinary ones. When nothing special is happening, when you're tempted to drift, when you're just waiting for success, when you feel underwhelmed. And this is a big one, when nobody's watching. I think it was Bruce Lee who said character is built in private. Consistency is your daily story. It's not just the action scenes. And honestly, boredom is plot building. It's the stage for context. Your epic needs detail. And so before you misunderstand me anymore, I'm going to come back to it again. My warning to you. Don't turn every moment into labor. I'm positive when we clip this, everyone who watches will call me a killjoy and a wage slave. I mean, somebody once told me this game you're watching me play is a project manager simulator because of all the systems to monitor. Hey, while I think it is only just that the customer monetize everything they can, seeing as how corporate entities do the very same, I still don't suggest it. This isn't about monetizing your entire existence. Okay? You still need to rest. You still need to play Arc Raiders and rage about rats and campers. You still need to reflect on who you are and why you even want more money. You still need real leisure or leisure. Time away from screens, worrying about wallets, okay? You still need time that is not optimized. So, while I may not beat the accusations, the point is not never be bored, okay? The point is don't take boredom for granted. Better you see it this way. Some boredom should become rest. Some boredom should become creativity. And some boredom can become income. The real skill is knowing the difference. So before we wrap this up, I want to give you a practical challenge because if you heard this at all, clipped or in full, and it motivated you, good. We're birds of a feather. and a little challenge won't faze you. I want you to take a 7-day audit of your boredom. For a week, notice the moments when you say you're bored, you've got nothing to do, and then ask yourself, did you spend money? Did you spend your attention? Did you build anything? Did you make a chance to earn? And then your first target for that challenge, just convert one bored moment into something else. I mean, apply, answer, list, write. The list goes on. Learn, organize, follow up. This talk was 30 minutes. I spent more than that writing it, but my point is you won't change your life in an hour. Just reclaim your time, step by step, and master your fate. See, a lot of people think income changes from big things, huge effort. You need massive luck or giant opportunities. You got to get scouted, need to be sponsored. And hey, sometimes they do. Sometimes the shift starts smaller than that. It starts the moment you stop asking, how do I beat this boredom? How do I escape it? And you start asking, what can this moment become? Because boredom is not always empty. See, at times, boredom is unclaimed potential. And so if last week was about consistency beating hustle, then this week is about consistency gets built in the small, boring moments that a lot of people ignore. So I would say, don't overlook the ordinary. It might be the one moment that starts paying you back. I've been Kyle LaRoche. This has been Minutes to Win It.